Hello, everybody.
Hey,
Hey
everybody!
Hello.
everyone!
Yes. Okay. Diving right in. When we last left our party, Alex was missing. Uh, Cross had gone somewhere with the Medusa. We don't know where yet. Everybody else had had a fight, killed an alchemage, killed a whole bunch of soldiers,
Oh,
but one
holy shit,
poor
I'm
little
missing
Terry
everything.
who was assaulted by a certain Grim. Hang on one second. And
Harry
bit
tried to
his
run.
ear off. Bit his ear off.
Great.
Channeling his inner Gracie brothers. And
Harry was warned.
yeah, and our wonderful Altana Darkness died. And then reappeared in a different body. A body that smelled slightly of decay, which was very strange. And neglected to say initially where she had been and what had happened. Because everybody was leaving this area, Big Hell led everybody out of the battleground and through the woods of this swampy forest and to a hidden shack up against a hillside where you guys have taken refuge for the night, bringing poor little Terry with you. And that is where we begin tonight.
Apparently
So,
missed everything.
yeah, yeah, well, we'll see, we'll see. But first, before we get to our group at the cabin, Cross.
Hello, I am indeed not dead and in another I was just in another dimension.
Nope, not even that.
Darn. What
When
is
you
this
guys,
place?
the whole group of you came out of the library, the dungeon, through that strange door on the side, and found the body of Eyes, where he had seemingly killed himself to avoid becoming one of the miasma zombies. Um, Everybody had gathered up his books and things and decided to follow a little bit further away, and they found tracks. Eventually, tracks that were like from Big Hell. They went back to the campsite, and you weren't with them. So what happened?
I don't even remember Eyes dying. The hell happened? Like
Yeah, you guys all came out of the thing, and he was already dead. Because remember, he'd left before you. As the rest of the party is heading towards the old campground to find out what had happened, they actually took I's body with them. The Medusa whispers to you and says, "Can we wait a minute?"
I mean, sure, I what's on your mind?
Because this is better done without people around.
Can I make an insight check?
Mm-hmm.
That's a 17 plus I don't crap, I don't have my laptop. I'm sure that's plus like 5 or something. So it's like
I actually do have your character here,
okay.
so I can go and look at that for you in just a moment. Aha! Insight is +4. Okay. There doesn't seem to be anything sneaky about what she's saying. She seems to be being, I don't know, almost like pensive.
Okay. I wait.
Okay. And you see her listening with her blindfolded eyes as the rest of the party tramps off into the swamp. And once that sound fades away, she says, "Look away," and goes to remove her blindfold.
Okay. I look away.
Okay. You look away, and time passes. A few minutes pass of silence, and then a few more minutes pass of silence,
You okay?
and you hear footsteps, a little bit of moving behind you where she's at, and no answer yet.
I'm gonna trust her and just wait for her to let me know.
Okay. More time passes, and your hearing is really sharp. You hear her moving around, but she doesn't leave this area at first. But after a few minutes, she does seem to be walking kind of a little further from you.
All right. So just to be clear, she's walking, not sliding.
Yeah, her body's human. It's only her hair that's serpent.
Oh, I thought she had like the whole like snake.
No, no,
Okay, never
no.
mind.
No, her body is like a beautiful human woman. It's only her hair that's the problem.
Oh, I thought she
And
was
her
the full
gaze.
on. I thought she was the full on like
Like the
Gorgon,
serpent thing. Oh,
like
no.
half like upper body, like person, like lower body snake. I thought
Yeah,
that was the
nope,
whole thing. Okay, never mind.
nope. Um, but that also makes it easier for you to hear slosh, slosh, slosh as she kind of moves away from you into the mud. And another sound. Roll me a listen check.
Perception. Okay. The two plus, I think it's seven.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
that's a nine.
Okay. You. It's really quiet.
Fall
Can't quite
asleep at
make
this
it out.
point. No, no.
Yeah, as she's like, because you guys have had a busy time and no rest for a little while. Um, when she moves further away from you,
Hey, are you okay back there? Is everything all right? It's been a bit of time.
and you hear her voice from a distance responds, and it definitely sounds like you know how a voice gets thickened when you're trying not to cry with tears.
It's okay. That type of
She
thing.
says, "It's hideous and it's beautiful and it's different. This used to be a great structure before I was put under the ground.
Is this your home?
No,
Then what attachment do you have to the structure that used to be here?
only that it was my prison for millennia. It felt like. I don't even know how long. A long
Then
time."
then would
And
it
the
not be,
tears fade out of her voice.
you know, you'd think it would be pleasing to see something that was once one's prison swallowed up by the world.
Oh, it is. And you hear pad, 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 stop, slosh, scraping, pad, 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 slosh, through the swampy muck as things are going on. I would be free all fully.
You want to go?
I want to go alone.
All right. Just know you have friends. I don't know how you'd find us or how we'd find you, but
Now,
it's
I
always a
can't
good
imagine
thought to
there's
have.
very many Medusas loose in this world.
Yeah, but people who don't want to be found. Actually, no. I've always been pretty good at finding people who don't want to be found.
Thank you.
So if you ever need anything,
And you hear her move, like, scrabbling in the mud, and then a scraping sound. And then her footsteps retreat very swiftly away from you. And she's gone. What do you do?
all right. Back to back to the task at hand, I suppose. And he just kind of like does almost what I just did. Like takes a breath, kind of like smiles to himself, regains himself, and heads back towards the camp.
Okay. Do you go look at where you heard the scraping at all before you go back to the camp?
Sure.
All right. You go where you can see her footsteps. It's clear that she's not very sneaky, because she's never had to be. And there's just on a little stone surface that's on there. Maybe it's even a piece of rubble from the collapsed library. Um, there's some rough words carved in there, probably with another stone. Not carved, but you know how,
Like etched,
yeah,
almost.
it'll eventually fade with rain and stuff. But for the moment, you can read it. And it says, "My name is Andromeda."
Nice to meet you.
And that was her last gift for now. So now what do you do?
Head on back.
Okay, you turn around and start following where the rest of your party went towards the camp of the rebellion. And as you get to the camp, your friends are not there. But you can see, following their tracks, that they had come here. But what you see is the signs of a massacre. A number of dead, um, of two kinds. Both a number of the civilians that had been camped there, and a number of people who are wearing some form of livery. You recognize that livery, Mr. Hunterman. These are soldiers of Thorian. There's, oh, there's that that housewife that fed you dinner that first night. And there's one of her children, also dead. What's interesting is looking at the soldiers, if you do. Um,
Oh, I would probably do a full, like, thorough search of everyone.
okay, roll me a search check.
15 plus investigation is what? Plus 11. So 26.
26, yes. So you definitely get quite a lot from this. You notice that a lot of the soldiers, not all of them, but a number of them have been killed by arrows. And you recognize those arrows. One shot you. Those would be big hells. And as you're searching, you see that there's tracks that go off into the swamp to the east of probably a number of the people who fled, along with the wagon. The wagon is not here. And you do find huddled, or with a kind of a nice little circular bit of bodies around this area, an area covered with a great deal of blood that looked like it had belonged to whoever was laying there, but they are no longer there. And there doesn't seem to be anybody alive left here. They've all headed somewhere else.
Anything of significance or worth picking up on the soldiers, or just any, or is it
It's pretty clear that they've already been gone through for gear.
okay?
You know, somebody, whoever was here before you, maybe even your
Any
group
insignias,
mates.
anything that might be useful later?
Well, I mean, they still have their uniforms, their Thorian uniforms. Mostly it's just a tabard that went over whatever kind of armor they had.
I'm gonna take one of those.
Okay.
Who's
So
it not?
you strip one of the bodies of even its last insignia, looking for one that's maybe been a little less bloody, a little less wounded in its death. And then, what do you do?
Attempt to follow find the trail to where at least the
To
wagon
everybody
went.
else.
That's
Oh,
where I'm headed towards the wagon. That's
all
I'm
right.
assuming that's where everyone else is gonna be.
Yes, roll me a survival check for tracking.
15.
You are plus 10.
What? Okay.
I have you right here too. It's good that she's got you there in case I have to be looking at something else, though. Okay, you follow. Easy. I mean, you're good at this. You follow the tracks. Um,
It's my bloody job. Like, come
yeah,
on,
it's your
guys.
bloody job. And in this case, very bloody. As you're following these tracks, there seems to be something going on here. Um, you're following, and the story that's told is that they're heading east. That they seem to be following the trail of the wagon and the refugees. One of them turns back for a time and then heads off to follow them again. Maybe looking for you. I don't know, but something. Uh, they go on for a while, and eventually you get to a battlefield. And this battlefield, it's a small one, but it has been horrifically burned in this nice circle. And there are a number of bodies, just unrecognizable. They've been burned so horribly. Crunchy, twisted, blackened masses that used to be people. And in the center of this circle is a body that is not burned. Um, roll me a knowledge check.
13 plus.
So it's a 13 plus 8. You know who this is. You've never met her, but you've heard of her. It's got her insignia. It's an alchemage, or was an alchemage. Now it's a dead alchemage, which is something that you've never heard of happening except from other alchemages.
So she's surrounded by the charred corpses.
of 5 other people.
Just five. Okay. Like in a like kind of scattered, or are they like in a perfect like are they kind of
They're in
all
like a little.
have they all died at the same distance around her in a circle?
No, no.
So
It's clear that a
very
couple of them were in like a semicircle up towards the road, but the others are all actually closer to her.
okay.
2 of them look like they died facing her, actually.
So it looks like an actual like it looks like a battle, like people were fighting her, not that like people were like a circle of like people were converging on her and she. Okay.
Yeah.
That's indeed. The fuck. It's never
And that's where we'll leave you tonight for the moment.
Forever.
Going back to the others. Hello?
Hi.
Where is my component?
Shana!
She may have had an emergency. All right, well, we'll come back to you guys anyway. Okay, you guys have all gone into the cabin. It's dark now, or very, very near dark. You're all a little battle weary. Some of you are still a little injured. Um, you have the component with you. You've got Darkness's dead body. Where do you put her dead body, by the way? Do you take it into the cabin or do you leave it outside?
Just dump it in the sidewalk.
Uh,
I mean, it's burned, so I mean, it smells like charcoal, but it doesn't smell like rotting flesh or anything yet.
Well, we have to take care of her so she can get better.
um, uh, so we have a new darkness who no longer needs this body, right?
um, actually, that body smells funny.
Yeah, they all kind of smell a little funny. I don't know what to do with this situation. I need to have a whole. When a life reaches its end, um,
Does life end?
Yeah, Penny, she's
ooh,
um,
that's a good question. It depends on your definition of life and what constitutes who you are as a person and your own general philosophies in the world. So, I mean, life on a big general grand scheme of things is, in theory, forever. I mean, cockroaches live through everything, right? But as a being, cognizant of a personality and like who you are and blah blah blah, like that can go away. Yeah.
any of this.
uh,
So
But
I've never had to explain this before. I don't know.
I
I
mean,
don't understand.
the way I've understood it is that after after your lifespan is over, you become a star in the sky.
Sure.
Okay. So so you're what you're so darkness is
Darkness.
star in the sky?
This in this particular situation, which is a little bit different than like every other situation I have ever come across. No. Darkness as a being, as a person, as somebody that we know has been transferred into.
A dead body.
Yep.
Darkness, who is standing right there, um,
Right?
in her new different
Yeah.
form. she's tall, slender, beautiful, young, a lot younger than the previous darkness body. And she sighs and she says, "Let me take it. We
Thank
have
you.
rituals. I'll be back."
Oh, I thought you were going to explain. Oh, okay.
I'm
Bye.
going to I'm going to go do the rituals and bury the body.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Right, good, okay.
And she takes her body, which sounds strange, and you see this tall character, this person that you don't recognize as darkness, but who speaks like darkness, carrying the burned, terribly defaced body that was her out of the cabin. And she closes the door and says, "I will be about an hour."
Ugh, that is unnatural.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Hey, buddy, can I talk to you real quick? Just over here, just a little sidebar. Just come over here.
Oh, me?
Yeah, we're gonna go to a different room real quick. Penny, you stay here. You have fun. You acquaint yourself with like little and big hell. Have fun. Okay, bye. And she like grabs your wrists and pulls you into. I guess is there another room or something we can like? Side curtain?
There is like a washroom
Sure.
kind of area.
We're gonna pull you
You
into
guys
the
going to the bathroom. Yep.
Great. Close the door behind you.
What's wrong?
What do you think you were doing?
When?
You can't be biting off pieces of living beings.
Well, they'll grow back.
No, that's not how that works. That's
What do you
not how
mean,
that
no?
works. Does that how that works with you? Could I bite something off of you and it'll just grow back?
Well, there's magical ways and different, like,
Not in this world.
grow back. What? Oh,
Not in this world. In this world, people take those pieces off of magical folks in order to do terrible things. I mean, you can see Penny.
well, yeah.
Look at her. Is she growing
She was
back?
upset, but
Look at her. She's missing ears. She's missing hair. She's missing bits. She doesn't have an arm. Do you think any of that is going to grow back?
could we make it grow back?
I've never heard of that before, but that doesn't necessarily mean that no, but like that's well and beyond my capabilities and anybody I've ever met or even heard of.
I'm so confused.
Buddy, listen.
I-
This is a different world, okay? And it's not a magical one.
But I've seen magic here. I've seen it.
I know. And that all comes from a bad place. The places that we're trying to fight.
Not all of it.
No, but enough of it.
I've seen magic do incredible things.
Not here. Here it's used to fight. Here it's used to control. Whoever has the most magic has the most power and uses it against those of us who don't.
Oh.
And the ones who have that innate abilities are used to fight on the wrong side of things. That's why your people hid.
Well, that's why they're coming back, and that's why we're gonna set things right.
Yes. But in the meantime,
Okay, I am so sorry. I knew Penny was upset. I didn't know why.
people don't grow back. That dude's missing an ear now. And that's on you.
Well, I mean a little. But mostly out there.
You're such a literal
tastes-
person.
Tasted bad. Like really bad.
Yeah, it's bad. That's a bad thing to do. Don't be a bad dude.
I didn't know that was.
I know you didn't know. And
I'm really confused, and I'm just trying to do the best I can.
I know. And I'm trying to help.
I won't
I
bite
wish I
any.
knew all the things that you didn't know, and then I could just be like, yo, here's a list, and everything would be fine. But I don't know what
I mean,
lines up and what doesn't.
I can tell you the things I do know. All the things I read in the library. How much time do you have?
God, do I need to sleep?
Oh.
Come on, go for it. I'm just gonna sit here. You can just talk
Okay,
at
so
me.
squirrels.
Uh,
Squirrels. They have those
yeah,
bushy tails, and
uh-huh.
and in their cheeks they have little pockets. Is that right?
Yep. Mhm.
Yep. Orchidea. I. Oh.
I fully believe she just sits her ass
Absolutely.
down and just
I
passes
mean, you
out.
haven't slept for a good 48 hours.
So
Absolutely.
tired.
While you guys are doing that, we're going to go back to the other room where Shauna is sitting there with Aramiel and Terry. And Aramiel, when he sees Darkness go to carry her body out and leave, he's like, "Here, let me help you with that." And he goes and helps her. And the door's closed, Penny. It's just you and Terry, this poor, bound, tied up soldier, sitting there while everybody else, you can hear the voices coming from the bathroom. I'm not
Yeah.
really sure what all that means. But, yeah, it's just you right here and Terry.
Okay. Penny fidgets a bit. She's gonna look around the room that she's in, kind of take it in. Is there anything like this is Big Hell's like secret cottage, right? Was that right?
One of them, yeah.
One of them.
At
All
least
right.
that's what she said.
We don't know if it's true. I would like to take in the room and as much of this place as I can, just in this area.
Okay.
I rolled a perception check, which is 26.
Nice. All right. Cottage looks a lot like a hunting cottage. There's, a fireplace with a kettle hanging over it that's not got a fire in it just yet.
Okay.
There's a cot type area over on one side where people can sleep. There's shutters on the windows closing out the light, and you have a feeling that you can't see any of the fading light from outside inside, which means they probably can't see any of the light from inside outside either.
Okay.
And you scan, you see that there's some like shelf type things with what looks like old food stores, things that wouldn't rot, for some time. Um, a couple of rough blankets, maybe you're not sure, and your face gets back around, and you realize Terry is staring at you.
Did he roll a con as he's a con save since he's staring at me
Um,
directly?
he already had to do that back before.
Okay, just check it.
Yeah, but he's staring at you.
Does it hurt?
Well, yeah. Well, the high and mighty.
I'm gonna.
They don't know nothing. They just pick on us, little ones. Eh? He's sitting there and tired. It's like I'm never seen a component up close before, really. They don't let us see the really hurt ones. You talked. Never heard a component talk before either.
Yeah, I'm learning.
Learning. See, we were told you was all like animals. But you're not, are you?
Mm-mm. None of us are.
Goes
This
to figure.
this hurts. This hurts. This,
No,
and I'm gonna hold up my stub.
yeah.
This,
And he shrugs his shoulder because he's tied up towards his ear and says, "Yeah, I get it. This hurts too." So we kind of have something in common, you and I.
I'm gonna. When he says that, I'm going to go up to him and I'm going to put my one hand over
Mhm.
that ear and I'm
Okay.
going to
He
cast.
cringes away from you, like he's expecting you to hit him.
Yeah, but very gently, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds
Okay.
just at first level for this one.
Okay. All right. You do. Um,
10 points of health for that.
yep. And he cringes away, but when you do that, he after just a moment, you can feel him kind of sigh in relief as the pain reduces, as it goes away. And he turns and looks at you, and he says, "Thank you. We do have a lot in common.
Hmm?
We're both just the pawns of the powerful, eh? I miss my wife. I haven't seen her in 6 months.
Wife?
My son.
Son?
Yeah. Instead, they send us out to go fight things. They say it's so important that they know what each other's doing. It's so important we make sure no components escape. So important. But, I mean, really, does it put food on the table? Does it
No.
make anybody happy? Maybe
No,
them, I suppose.
they're not happy. They just want more and more.
You know, when I took this job, I thought it was the best job. I was so proud. My wife was so proud of me, working for the head Alcon, working for the seat of power.
Do
And the
you
things I've had to do,
horrible things?
yeah, they say that the ends justify the means.
I'm
But
going,
it's been a
well,
while now since I've been so sure that that's true.
yeah. While he's talking, Penny's gonna kind of like, because I'm assuming that he's been tied up and he's sitting on the floor.
Yes, absolutely.
Penny's gonna sit in front of him with her legs crossed and take one hand and put it on, like, if his foot is closer or his knee or something.
Hmm.
And look me in the eye and ask him, do you know where the other ones are? My friends?
You mean the refugees? We killed a bunch of them.
No, the other components.
There's other components.
Mm,
We didn't see any
No,
other components.
no, no other components.
Nope, only you. So, what are these other components you're talking about?
There are no other components.
He's like, it's
I'll roll a
probably just as
deception.
well because,
I
no
laugh.
offense, but you're terrifying looking.
But I'm not a monster.
No, I think that's pretty sure that's me.
No, not a monster. Not a monster.
You know, back there at the camp, I killed a boy. I didn't mean to. He's probably 2 years, 3 years older than my son. And they said that that was okay because he was a refugee. He was a rebellion. But he's just a boy. Just between you and me. I think I'm the monster. Well, let me take that back. I think the one who bit my ear off, he's a monster. He's really a monster. You should stay away from him. He's kind of crazy.
He, he doesn't seem to understand. I don't know.
That's what they mean by crazy.
Mm,
You don't
No,
understand normal things.
no.
Did he
My
bite your ear off?
No, I cut my ear off
All right, now you have to tell me why you did that.
because my ears are what make them hurt me.
And to that I can say nothing. And at that point, the conversation, you hear Orkelia's, is that a snore from the other room? And Grim, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna tiptoe out of that room
Thanks, just leave me in the bathroom.
and close the door so quietly, very carefully. And then I'm gonna turn around and go, Ophelia fell asleep.
Sleep. She's very sleepy.
Yeah, I guess. Penny, well, and you too, Terry. I thought things grew back.
You say crazy. Crazy.
No, it's a legitimate thing that happens in certain places. Just apparently not here, and I didn't know, and I'm so sorry to both of you. There's ignorance is no excuse. I've got to be better about things. I just don't. I don't know where to start.
Well, if you get me to the main temple of Manan in the seat of power, they might be able to grow my ear back.
See, it can happen.
Manon?
The god of commerce.
Temple.
Could they do the same for Penny?
I don't know that they would, but they could if they were so inclined, but I doubt that they'd be inclined. If Penny were to go to the seat of power, well, let's just say it would not be a happy time for her.
Oh. Are they the people that did this?
Not specifically. It's
How
a system of
they?
government. It's not necessarily people. You're not from around here, are you?
No, I'm from very far away.
All right, how'd you get here?
Well, this crazy lady came through a wall in a library. And my dad told me to go and learn, and here I am.
Okay. Well then. And you can see in his eyes, Penny, the words crazy kind of going across his forehead, but he doesn't say it this time. All right then. Well,
I'm gonna go over to you, Grim, and I'm gonna try and hug you and like pat you on the back with my stump.
Oh. And Grim will return the hug, but he'll be very careful.
he's like, and so as Grim is very tenderly and very kind of like holding a baby, patting Penny's back, we'll go back to Alex.
Oh, hold on.
Cross.
I'm just
Oh
gonna
wait, no, you're gonna do one thing? Okay, one more thing.
my last thing, and then sorry, Grim. And then as she's hugging you, she's gonna say, "I'll teach you."
Oh, really? And you notice when he's hugging you, his fingers aren't touching your back. It's just his palms.
Oh, interesting. So he's doing this.
He's doing like a this, but everything is kind of
Very.
Interesting. Ooh, okay. Okay, now we can go to Alex.
All right, now we can go.
All right. And I'm here alone. I'm alone. All right. Cross.
You're not alone. I swear.
I'm not alone. Okay, one of the things that you do notice, roll me a search check, or a survival check, actually, more of a survival check. You don't know who these bodies are. They could be your friends. They could be somebody else. There's nothing left but black and charred
The
pieces.
19.
All right. But there are tracks that go off further towards the east.
Are those the only tracks leading away?
But they don't follow the road. They actually go perpendicular to the road.
That's all I got to go on. That's where I'm going.
Okay, you start to follow the tracks. Um, you go a little ways further, and you see something through the trees up there. Roll me a perception check.
It's Darkness's body disposed on the side of the road like trash.
An odd running joke now, isn't it?
It's your fault.
Poor
All right,
Darkness.
yes. I know, she doesn't deserve this. Why are we doing this? We're awful. I'm sorry. All right, I go see what it is.
Okay, you go see what it is. And what you see is really quite surprising. You see a half-opened grave, or grave that was half covered. Like whoever was doing the burying was interrupted partway through. And next to the grave is an unconscious Aramiel. And of all the people to find his poor unconscious body.
Do I immediately know he's unconscious, or am I like, do I
Oh,
like,
he's just
assume
laying
he's
there.
dead?
Yeah, you'd have to go check.
Okay. Okay, walking up on this, it
And you
looks
definitely-
like
it looks
someone's
like-
about to bury a Ramiel. So I'm immediately gonna like I want to make a perception check because he's like, okay, who the hell's here? Why are
Okay.
they trying to bury a Ramiel? What's going on? It's a 19 plus 7. That's a 26.
Okay.
Nothing.
I'm sorry. That's a 26. You go up and you see that he is definitely unconscious. He's not dead, but he has clearly been in a battle.
Oh no, I meant like I immediately I like.
Oh, you're looking around
tossed,
for
I'm, like,
everything?
looking around like, who the fuck is
Actually,
here?
you do notice something a little ways away, laying in the brush. The swampy, murky
What
brush.
does it look like?
It looks like a foot. A bare foot.
Like are we talking like Grar barefoot or like a foot without a shoe?
Like a foot without a shoe.
Gotta be specific here.
I know. Okay, so yes, there's a bare foot and an unconscious Aramiel in a half covered grave.
So wait, the grave's like half covered.
It's very shallow. You can tell it didn't.
Okay, so it's like, so there's dirt on it. It doesn't look like someone was digging a grave. It looks like someone was covering a grave.
Right.
Okay.
The smell of charcoal hits your nose.
I'm going to stealth.
Okay.
That's an 18 plus I think like 13 or some crap.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Stealth. Stealth for you is like you'd have to roll a 1 to fail.
I don't know, unless they got really high perception.
Yeah.
And I'm going to, at this point, I think a Ramil is, does it, can I, okay, with the, can I see his breathing?
Yes.
Look, okay, so I know he's alive.
He's definitely alive.
Okay. I'm gonna sneak over and look at the foot,
All right.
or what's attached to the foot.
Okay. As you get further from the grave, the smell of charcoal fades behind you. Um, and the foot belongs to a woman laying on the ground. She's tall, slender, about 20 years old or so, dark skinned like the humans from the northern part of the country of the world, wearing a nice red robe and lots of jewelry, lots of gold bracelets and gold rings, um, and there are the marks of decay on her skin, just barely, but they're there. And she's
And
still
is she
moving just a
alive?
little bit, yes.
Uh, I'm gonna attempt to like, without her knowing, get like right above her. Like, if she has just her eyes open,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna come up behind like her head and be right, and then just come right above her with the crossbow,
Mm-hmm.
and from like behind her, who are you, and where is everyone else?
And she looks up
Why?
at,
Who is? And why is? Who is?
she
Do you
love
know?
up at
What do you
you,
know about the almost half dead knight? What the fuck
and
is
she
her right name?
shudders and she says,
He's a paladin, right?
"You're
Like,
finally here. You're finally here. Shoot me." And she's just
what?
staring right at you. Shoot me before
Uh,
I destroy everything.
he kind of, it's kind of taken. Um, that was not the response he was expecting. Kind of almost.
She lunges at
Can
you
I make a
as
concentration
much
check?
as she can with her dying body. She lunges at you, like to grab
This?
you.
Okay, I'm going to dodge that.
Okay?
I would say that I am. I'm gonna roll that. I'm gonna roll that at disadvantage because I feel
Okay.
like that was really weird, and he
Mm-hmm.
was not expecting that at all. Like,
Yes.
he's a little bit like almost kind of taken aback. So I feel like he wasn't fully on his guard for that. I roll a 7 plus whatever I would need to roll. Would it be like athletics or
It would be,
acrobatics?
I would be acrobatics, yeah.
Okay, so that's
It's a plus
17.
10. Yeah. All right. 17. You do manage to I mean, it's clear that she's not able to, though she's laying there for a reason as she lunges at you, but it seems to take all of her strength and her hands just kind of slide off your front. And she says, "Shoot me. This is painful." And you'll notice, roll me a perception check.
Soft 20.
All right. Soft 20. You'll notice that the decay is much more pronounced already, just in this few seconds.
What's happening to you?
I don't know, but I'm supposed to destroy everything. And I don't want to. And you see
Look,
body becoming much
I'm
more
gonna need a little
weakly.
bit more than that before I just put someone on the ground.
And she says, "You'll regret it."
Who are you?
Darkness. And the body dies? Is that the right word? All of a sudden, the decay just overtakes it. And you see the light fade and the breath. You've seen death before. This is death. She just died. But the body was already dead, decaying.
So he hears her say darkness, and then she just collapses.
Mm-hmm. And she is now dead. And the body is decaying at an alarming rate now. It's like the movies. You know those movies
It's
where
just
it just goes. Yeah.
kind of like an Indiana Jones
Yep.
Last Crusade, where like the dude
Yep.
he makes the wrong he chose poorly, and
Mm-hmm.
just kind of
Yeah.
like full on, or like I guess the Portrait of Dorian Gray is a good
Yeah. Where it
example as
decays.
well.
And
Okay.
all that's left now at your feet is kind of a mummified body
Okay. Cross is
with a
like,
lot of gold
what the
jewelry on it.
Cross is like, what the fuck? I just like I was gone for like what felt like, I don't know how long was it. I
It was
feel like
just a few hours.
he's like, the fuck's going on? Like somebody just like, also like the whole like her saying darkness and him being like, you're not darkness, and then just dead.
And right before that, what did she say?
I'm gonna destroy the world.
And you
He's
will
just
regret
like, what the
this.
fuck is going on? He's gonna go. I'm gonna go back to a Ramiel because I know he's alive, and I'm gonna wake his ass up and be like, "What is going on?" Like,
Okay. He won't wake up. Do you think it might be a spell? It might need to just wear off. Um, do you look at the grave at all?
regrettably, I will look at the grave.
Okay, you see
It's
that it is partially covering another one of those burned bodies.
unrecognizably.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so he's just more confused. At this point, I think he's done even trying to
Mm-hmm.
be sneaky about it, and he just starts yelling out for anybody who's not there, like Penny
Okay.
or Kelia.
Do the yell.
I'm gonna scoot back slightly. Penny or Kelia, where the hell are you?
Roll me listen checks, which would be perception checks. Those of you inside the thing that aren't asleep.
That's a
Or
27.
Kelia, you can roll a perception check at disadvantage to see if it wakes you up.
And I really don't want to be woken up.
I know long rest would be so nice right now.
Oh, well, luckily the disadvantage is an 8, so
All right. You sleep through this.
17.
thank God.
So what did you roll, Shauna? 17?
17, yeah.
Okay, how about
27.
27?
Wait, you said perception, right?
Yep.
So it's totals of 14.
Okay.
Do
Yeah,
I
you
wake
don't
up?
wake up.
Okay,
No, it's a distant voice. It doesn't really, you're so tired. It
I'm
doesn't really
so
seem to matter
tired.
tonight. Right now, if you're all so tired, well, Grim might not be, but the rest of you are very tired.
I'm doing good.
Yeah, he's only been up for 24 hours. You guys have been up for like 48 hours.
I got a full rest. I'm good.
Yep.
Grim will come out and go, shh.
Okay.
Did,
Cornelius,
As you exit the cabin, you don't see anything right away.
with a 17,
You heard it as well. Mm-hmm.
oh, so then do I recognize that it's
Oh,
cross?
absolutely.
Cross!
where?
This way. And I'll take Grim outside and we'll see if we can find him.
Okay. Do
Stay,
you
Terry.
whisper or do you yell?
Like whisper yell, cross!
Okay.
Cross!
Roll me a hearing check across. With advantage, you're not that far away, but she is whispering.
Cross!
Well, the advantage definitely helped.
Yeah.
Seven. Okay, so 22.
Okay, yeah, you definitely hear Penny. She's that way. Further
take-
further to the east into this little like swampy woods.
Take off running.
Okay.
Ah,
You leave
Well,
Aramiel there behind you?
Actually, I'm a. I have to make a strength check. Carry his big ass. I'm
With
gonna
all his full
attempt to
plate armor.
fireman carry him.
Okay. Roll the strength check.
Oh, +3. That's actually not bad. So that's a 16.
Okay. It's really awkward and he's really heavy and you're half dragging him, but you kind of got him. His feet are dragging, but you got him and you're moving towards where you heard Penny's voice. And you come out of the trees into, it's not really a clearing. I mean, it's just like the trees right around it have been cleared so that there's visibility, but there's a cabin and you see Penny and Grim standing at the doorway of the cabin, both of them. Grim, at least, looking a little bit like he's been in a battle, but Penny looks bright and chipper and fresh as a daisy.
not a mark on
You
her.
guys see Cross come in awkwardly, probably looking a lot more awkward than he'd ever actually want to look, carrying Aramiel, who is unconscious.
What happened? And Grim will run over to help.
I was about to ask you, what happened?
Grim will
I saw
immediately start trying to pick Aramiel up.
Okay. Roll me your strength check, because he is kind of heavy. I know you're very strong, but, could be
Like-
awkward.
That is an 18 on the die, so that's a
Oh, yeah.
24.
You absolutely do. Just pick him up. Okay, Cross, this is kind of embarrassing.
It's-
Grim comes and takes the body from you and just easily lifts it into his arms. Yep. And stuff.
Gotta tell me everything. And he's like that little yippy dog from every cartoon, just like, okay, what's going on? Yeah.
Where did you go? What happened? How was it? Was it okay? Did you have a good time?
Did you?
I did.
See a squirrel?
The Medusa, like, she needed some time, and then she left.
She left?
What
Why'd
the
she
fuck
leave?
happened to you people? What happened to him?
I'm not sure.
Where is everyone? What?
Achilles
You guys
is
killed a
asleep.
fucking alchemage?
Yes.
She cut off his an ear. So I killed her.
Whose ear?
The other friends that they're not talking to us yet.
Oh, the ones on the chains.
Yeah.
Where is
Yeah,
the
and they
where
have
is-
not actually been taken into the cabin yet, so.
Where's the wagon? Where's Big Hell? What the fuck happened at the camp?
Maybe you should come inside.
Maybe you guys should start from the beginning.
Our friends are gone missing, and the alchemages was chasing them, and Big Hell helped us to try to find them, and then the alchemage attacked us and we killed her.
It was an ambush.
You realize that is the most words that Penny has ever said to you, by a lot.
Her English is getting her
Getting better, yeah.
very quickly.
Unfortunately, Darkness didn't make it. Well, sort of.
No, darkness. Other darkness. They said that she was other darkness, but she's also darkness is also a star.
Oh, yeah, well,
So, wait, Darkness is dead?
yes.
No.
Penny, I don't know if anyone told you, but death is serious.
It's very serious.
But she's not dead. She's other darkness and a star.
Well, hopefully,
First of all,
she's a
who is
star.
Other Darkness?
Well,
Other darkness, this tall, thin woman smelled bad.
Yeah, kind of like decay. Had a bunch of gold on. Said that she just showed up and said that she was darkness. It's weird, I know.
She took our darkness to do rituals.
Like burial rituals for the body, which is really strange, I gotta say. I didn't know that was gonna happen.
Maybe bring her back?
Tan woman, way too much gold.
Yes, the gold. Yes, there was gold.
Yeah, she just turned to dust, like right in front of me.
That tracks, cause ew.
But
Maybe she's
That
just
was
a
that,
star in the
was
sky
that
now.
second darkness?
but
What is second? Does she have? I'm so confused.
She just showed up out of nowhere.
she after so first darkness got really hurt, and then second darkness showed up when we were trying to get first darkness feeling better, but she wouldn't eat my berries, and it was very sad because they would have helped her feel better, but she wouldn't eat them, and I don't know why, and I kept trying, but she wouldn't eat them. But second darkness came and helped us with first darkness and said that she was darkness, and she was confused.
I'm gonna go put a Ramiel down inside. I'll be right back.
Okay. Grim goes and takes Ramiel inside.
Where is her Keely?
She's sleeping.
And Cross, you can't help but think. I'm sorry, I'm a GM. I have to put this in your head. I leave for 1 minute.
Pretty much what's going on. He's just like, and also trying to be explained like what happened by basically two
Toddlers.
is what's happening, and he's just like, I think he kind of has the gist, like he kind of has an idea of like. They're also telling him things that are like pretty substantial, like darkness is dead, but there's a second darkness, and but he's like, but that person's dead.
No, darkness isn't dead. Darkness is a star.
Well, that's what my people believe what happens after your life ends.
Yeah.
I mean, it all makes sense to me.
And
It's just amazing to me how long it took you to ask where Orkelia was. To, like,
he's going through a lot.
where's
right
the
now.
storyteller?
Somebody just told him that darkness died. Like, that's kind of big. And he's sitting there trying to understand, like, what do you mean? And then there's two of them. And then apparently the other one, I watched die. So it's like...
Ross, you gotta come in and meet Terry.
Yeah. Terry's our new friend.
And I'm learning a lot.
I don't bite ears off.
I won't do that anymore.
Yes. No more.
Are you okay?
What's that? Is it good? Can I have some?
No.
Well, come on inside. Being rude to Terry. Just remember to be quiet, because Orkelia is sleeping.
She's in the bathroom.
Well, come on. And Grim turns around, like, gesturing. Come on inside.
And he's gonna kind of like
This
take
is that moment where Cross is like, man, I wish a Ramiel was awake.
Yeah, we're both out.
Either of them. Like,
They're gets to go inside, she's going to turn around and come back and give you a hug and be like, glad you are not a star. And then go inside, like, and kind of like drag you in behind her if you let her.
Cross, still kind of not really knowing what's going on, just stumbles lets himself be dragged into the.
Harry, this is Cross.
Yeah, so you enter the hunter's cabin. There's a fireplace. There's no fire in it yet. There's a doorway to like a second room, which would typically be like a washroom. Small pallet on the floor, some shelves with some small like dried food stuffs on them and stuff. Clearly a hunter's cabin. You've got a few of these yourselves in other places. And sitting on the floor, up against the wall, tied up, is a man wearing the Thorian livery and missing an ear and looking really quite disgruntled.
Our new friend.
Say hi, Terry.
He's not a monster.
What?
All
What?
right, what? This is going to be.
Why would he be a monster?
He said he was a monster, but he's not a monster either.
So,
I'm not a monster.
Cross pulls out his. I'm assuming I have some sort of, dagger, skinning utensil.
Yeah.
Something.
Oh, absolutely.
Some sort of small knife, and he's gonna like, because he realizes exactly who this person is. He's a Thorian soldier. And he's gonna just kind of like casually walk over, flip out the blade, and he's gonna just look at him and be like, look,
Poor
it's
turn.
apparently been a long day. You ever gonna tell me exactly what happened? Or that half your face is gonna match that half your face?
Oh no, you're not
See?
supposed to do that. Ears don't grow
Shut
back.
up!
My face, like my face.
Penny?
Yeah, Penny's like my face, and she points at her face, and he's.
Yes, Penny. Just look at
I'm just a
see
soldier.
what
I
I'm
don't know
dealing with here?
anything.
What did he just say?
I said, I'm just a soldier. I don't know very much. But I'll tell you what I know.
Okay. He was about to get a knife in his leg.
Poor
As he's
Terry.
sitting there,
My God.
he says, they sent us out with Queen Bitch over there, who's lying in the forest. I'm sure you saw her. And they said we had to go find the rebellion. They're probably, I don't know, when they sent us out, there were a bunch of different ones. They were looking for the rebellion, and worse luck, we're the ones that found them. And not many of us made it out of there. They
Only Terry.
fought. One of them fought.
Penny,
And
the adults are talking.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Grim, let's go outside.
so we
Oh,
gonna-
okay. Why?
killed some of them and have been pursuing the others.
We'll follow.
But swamps aren't great for pursuing fast. And then we ran across this lot. And we attacked them because Queen Bitch herself told us to. And that's what we did. And I'm the last one left. And I would really like to go home to my wife, but I have a feeling that's not going to happen. But yes, there's at least another 10 of the lower level alchemages and their units out looking.
All right. So what happened? So you run into these people, and there's one, slightly in her years, but quite lovely, dressed in black. What happened to that?
Oh, she died when the Queen Bitch
She
cast her fire spell.
So she's dead.
And so did all of my fellow soldiers. The only reason I didn't is because I wasn't in the range of it. She killed her own people for protecting her.
Seems like you're on the wrong side.
It does, doesn't it? Maybe I'll become a farmer.
Sure.
He looks actually really quite sad
Why?
because he knows you're not going to let him become a farmer.
Whatever. he can look as sad as he wants. I just want to. So. You keep. Why the? You don't seem to really enjoy what you're doing. Why the?
Because once you start,
here?
because you don't know. You don't know till you sign up what you're in for. And then once you're in there, there's no leaving. You don't leave an alchemage. If you leave an alchemage, you're just as dead as if you were serving an alchemage. Only then your whole family's dead. And your land's burned.
So why are they looking for the rebellion?
Because they're the rebellion. They got news.
They got news. Do they know about the might? I don't even know what to call it. I know, but that's. I feel like that's kind of metaing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I called it.
That's what the DM calls it. Do they know about the problem with the fucking the green ass shit that's turning people into zombies, or at least what feels like fucking zombies?
He looks quite surprised as you say that. Green ass shit. I don't know what you're talking about.
So, what was his? Do I need to make it? I probably need to make a knowledge to remember what was his name. The original guy who pulled all this crap.
Oh, you would already know that because you were hunting in his territory, so you had to know that. Okay. It was Garen Miskula, Alcon Miskula.
So
second most powerful.
All right. So look, this might actually be your lucky day. So Miskula, everybody knows him. Apparently did something, and coming out from his lands is a what seems like a green smoke / mist, and if it touches you, it turns you into something very zombie-like, kind of just wandering. But if it sees something not like on itself, it goes after it to try to turn it into what it is. Now, it's kind of spreading everywhere. It's spreading quickly, and we're trying to stop that from fucking, encompassing the entire world and killing everyone. So, if the alchemages are out here going after the fucking rebellion, who gives a shit about the rebellion?
Well, I have a feeling that once they know about this, they'll be doing something about it. Maybe you should go tell them. Because if an alchemage caused it, I think only an alchemage can fix it. You get the feeling from the way that he's looking at you that he's not sure whether to believe you or not.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe me either. It seems kind of fictional, doesn't it? Green mist turning people into zombies, fucking destroying the world. So why pay attention to the fucking rebellion? When there's bigger problems. It seems just like a distractionary tool, doesn't it? And then he just slams the blade into the ground between his legs. And he
Okay.
looks at him dead in the eye, and he's just like, I'm not fucking making this up. That's real. If you don't believe me, sure, I'll let you go. But I'm gonna make you walk straight towards it.
Gonna make me watch what?
I'm gonna make you walk straight towards it.
Why does it matter if I believe you? I can't do anything about it.
Yes, you can.
What? Go tell the Alchemages. You're gonna let me go tell the Alchemages so they can do something about it?
Possibly. That's up to you. And whether you convince me that you're just not gonna run like a coward. And you're actually gonna do what I tell you. You see, I don't know if you know who I am. But I've worked for them for many a years, hunting things that, even themselves have a hard time finding. So if you think they can't find you, I'll find you. And if you don't do what I ask, the Alchemages are gonna be the least of your problems. Also, maybe I'll be the least of your problems, because then my husband will kill you first. And not just you, but everyone you love.
I think I've heard of you. Didn't they call you the Demon Black?
You're looking at him.
Which means you're not gonna let me leave here alive. I told you what I know. Why play with me more?
Because we've got a job to do, and I don't have time to go talk to the Alchemages and tell them what the fuck's going on. But I don't need them coming after us while we're trying to solve a problem. So either they find a way to solve the problem, or they leave us the fuck alone.
And you
If
think
they
I have
don't-
any ability at all to stop an Alchemage from doing whatever it wants?
No, but you can tell them.
And you'll notice, though, he said it, not them, or her, or him. Small thing.
Look, are you trying to die? Because it seems like you're just making a bunch of excuses, like, oh, you're not gonna let me go.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll
I'm useless.
I'll
I'm
go
a piece-
tell the
so if you're
Alchemages
useless,
about your
why don't I
green
just
light.
kill you now?
I'll go tell the Alchemages about your green light. And you know what they'll do? Laugh at me unless I have some sort of proof. Do you got some proof I can take them? Because I'd certainly like to help stop a green light that turns people into zombies. But I'm just a soldier. Do you think they'll listen? Without something.
Can't you fucking question? Do we? I don't think we have anything that could actually like prove that. Like the only
Probably
proof
the
is-
most that you would have would be a bit of Penny's blood or something.
Well, doesn't Penny have like the glow on her?
Just not
Still?
really. Just a little bit. Her eyes are green now instead of whatever color they were before. But you do know that she was at ground zero. That's why Donner told you guys to get her to the Alchemages when he threw the chain over to you, so that they could try and solve this problem. That they would need her. Moral dilemmas.
Doesn't shit.
Big Hell also had the green light in her eyes.
Did I?
You never got actually overcome by it.
Cool.
So no, not yet.
Well, I know it's not really proof. I mean, it's proof to you. Why would we be walking around with one of Miscula's high-priced elves if he wasn't dead and in the ground? Or at least there would be something extremely wrong with his side of the world. And yeah, you're just a soldier. But would you be would you see, alchemages, even lower level alchemages, don't let soldiers just get away.
Well, they don't.
So obviously you've been through something. You lost your commander. They're gonna want to know why. And they're gonna want to listen to you. And even as outrageous or ridiculous the information you give them, they're gonna want to check it out. Because they don't like losing them.
Oh, I'm perfectly willing to go tell him. I just can't guarantee that they'll listen. I hope they'll listen. If it's really as bad as all that.
I have no guarantee. I don't really care. But I don't need a horde. You just said there's a bunch of other squads out there. I don't need to be dealing with that. So if they want to survive what the fuck is coming, they either need to come up with their own way of figuring it out, or they need to leave us the fuck alone. Because we're gonna find a way to do it.
I'll be sure to tell them that message.
Do I believe him?
Roll me an insight check.
That is a 17. Oh, I have a high insight. That's weird. +4, so that's still a 21.
Okay. You do. You do believe him. There's something going on in Terry's head right now. He's not just saying the words to say them. But you also get the feeling that it's not. He's very conflicted about all of this. It's not just like an easy, oh, of course I'll go do that. But that he means it.
All right. What is he tied up with?
Grim, what did you tie him up with?
I think it was Aramiel who had rope.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Aramiel had rope. So it's rope.
All right. I guess to save the rope. I mean, like rope. It's good rope.
Rope is helpful.
I'll untie it instead of cutting it.
Okay. When he gets untied, he doesn't make any fast moves. He very slowly brings his hands around and starts massaging his wrists where the blood flow stopped. And then watching you, he very slowly stands. And backs towards the door. And then carefully backs out. Turns and orients himself. And takes off running. The direction that he's running is actually north.
Which is significant. Why?
That's where the road is to get through the mountains. That's where the big port city was, but if the miasma is spreading as much as you think it is for where it's at, the port city's probably overtaken. But that would be where these alchemages would have probably entered Misgila's realm, is through either the mountain pass or through the ports. So to get back out, he would have to go that direction.
Oh, I thought he'd have to go up. Okay, so he has to go through the mountain pass, which isn't. I thought the But the mountain pass was up here and the port was like over here.
No, let me show you the map. Since you guys would all know.
Because if he's running straight to the miasma, I would be like, dude, that way. Like, you're gonna die. right?
Okay.
Mount Olympus is.
So where
You're
you guys
right.
are,
Boys, Olympus would be that away.
you guys are
Ooh,
actually
so-
right here. You've been heading east towards Figgy. This is where you came out of the library, heading east towards Figgy. He's heading north. The mountain path, because that's where he has to go if he's not going directly to Figgy. The fact that he's not going to Figgy could be significant. He would have to go this way through the pathless to get to the path, the mountain path. The big city with the port city is up here. If he's heading that way, he's heading directly at the miasma. You don't know that it's there necessarily yet, but this is where it is right now. You guys just encountered it right here. Okay. So he is definitely heading towards the miasma.
All right. I'm gonna attempt to yell at him and just be like, you know, you can't go that way.
He slows a little bit, like he's listening, but he doesn't turn to look at you. He's
You're gonna
waiting
run
for-
straight into it. You gotta go east. It's longer, but you have to go east. You're walking straight. You're gonna die. You're walking straight at it.
okay. Does he believe you? Yes, he does. All right. He runs a little further, and then you see him start to veer east. He never turned to look at you, probably because he was expecting an arrow in the back and didn't want to see it coming. But he does. He goes, and then fairly quickly he's out of sight.
As soon as he's out of sight, Orchidea is going to be standing in the doorframe of the opposite side of the room.
Yeah, all of this stuff woke her up.
Oh, he started screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
And just the you'll let him go.
Yeah.
You think he'll actually do it?
Judging by the liquid leaving his pant leg on the way out, yes, I think he will.
Where the hell have you been?
The fuck happened to you guys?
One of us died because you weren't there.
What the fuck?
You weren't there to help. You ran off with some chick, and then all of a sudden we had to defend ourselves, and one of us died. You want to stand there and say, the fuck? Fuck you. We're supposed to be a team. We're all fighting against the end of the world, and you run off with some dame. Come on, man.
I stayed so that she could leave on her own terms. I didn't know you guys were gonna fucking walk into a war.
Of course you can't know that. We didn't know that. We can't predict where we're going. We're
So
fighting.
you can't blame this on me for trying to do something good in a world full of fucking pain.
It would be the first time. Tell me I'm wrong. The little girl doesn't count. We all tried to save them.
You know, I have to deal with people sit on their high horse and think that, you know, everything they do is the fucking, you know, God's gift to everything. And oh, you're so high and so fucking pious because, you know, you don't know what everyone else has been. You don't know where they want to go, and what they wish they could do, and what they want to be doing. and the regrets that they have. You can sit there and you can yell at me. And it's fine. It's true. Darkness. It's kind of, it hasn't really hit yet. She's gone. And I have to deal with that. Because, yeah, maybe I could have done something. But yelling at me isn't gonna bring her back. And me fucking wallowing in my own inadequacy and not being there isn't gonna bring her back either. And I let that man go because no one else needs to die. And because he can get those, and maybe it won't, maybe it'll do something, maybe it won't do shit. But we don't need freaking squads of those people who just killed darkness following us around. And if he can, then if by letting him go, that they stop hunting us and we can freaking stop whatever this is, then so fucking be it.
Darkness came back, though.
Oh shit.
She did. I saw her. This beautiful woman covered in gold. It was insane, and I didn't understand. She came back.
Yeah, it didn't last long.
I don't understand.
When I was looking for you, I found her. And I don't know who she was. And she looked at me dead in the eye and told me to kill her. Something about she was going to bring about the end of the world, which I didn't take seriously because, it's already the end of the world's happening. And I asked her who she was. She said she was darkness. And then she crumbled to dust.
You have to understand my hesitation here. You disappeared on us when we needed you the most. You didn't come back with the woman you disappeared with, and now you're telling me that Darkness, who brought herself back from the dead in a different body, you are the only person to see her, and now she is dead too? And we're just supposed to believe you. Someone we can't even see all the time. Someone that we can't trust. You let that Thorian soldier go. Who's to say it wasn't for your own means?
He wanted proof.
So do I.
What's proof? Penny is proof. I could have done all sorts of things. But I didn't. Penny's the only real proof. With it in her eyes. I told him that, yeah, we're walking around with one of Niskio's, but I could have sent her with him. I could have done a lot of things. I don't think you've seen. Look, I don't need to fucking prove myself to you. I fucking made a mistake. And I'm admitting that. And I have to sit here with one of the people with one of my friends. God, I can't even believe I'm saying that. I've never had a friend before. Yeah, fuck it. Don't pity me. I don't give a shit. That's not why I'm saying that. Yeah. And I have to deal with that. Yeah, you all watched it happen. I had to watch it happen again, apparently. But I have to deal with the fact that I wasn't there. And you can talk about trust. You can talk about all of those things. I was just trying to do something I thought was right. And I didn't know this was gonna happen. But don't fucking look at me and judge me and stand on your goddamn high horse. You can think whatever the fuck you want. And he just like walks away.
And Ramiel, this is when you wake up.
Good timing.
Well, eventually. It'll be give me 1 second. Technical difficulties with my camera, I guess. There it is.
Well, not to mention, I dragged like unconscious
There we
Ramiel over here.
Yep.
So she doesn't know that though.
I don't
Actually,
believe
I
in
had-
any of the good things that you do.
I kind of had a wet dream about it.
What?
Yeah, I was as he was dragging my sleep. You know, I was like half asleep. You know what I mean?
God.
No. No. Okay,
Yes, instead of-
Ramiel, do you want to know what happened to you?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, you guys all got to the cabin.
We
And
did. Amazing.
and you did. And Orkelia said, Grim, I need to talk to you. And took him off into the back room, which is the water closet, the like washroom part of this little cabin, and closed the door. And it was sounding an awful lot like it was going to be a bit of a lecture. And at that point, as they're trying to figure out what to do with Darkness's body, which is, do we bring it in? Do we leave it out? Darkness, the new Darkness, said, I'll take it, I'll bury it, and do our death rituals for it, for my body. And she picked up her dead body and headed out to go bury it. And you said, you know what? It's heavy, I'm going to help you. You went with her. You got out there and you did indeed dig just a shallow grave. And she put the body in and you guys started covering it up. Chatting just a little bit, it made you understand that this really was darkness. Just a couple of things that you talked about while you were digging, as people do. And she shuddered and hunched over like she was in pain. And she just was staring like what she was seeing wasn't you, or wasn't the grave, it wasn't what was in front of her. Like she was seeing something else, something that scared her. And then she looked at her hands, like in surprise, and then looked at you and said, I'm sorry. I hope we never see each other again. And she cast a spell on you. And normally you're pretty tough, except for this kind of thing.
I trusted this one.
Yeah, the next thing that you know, you're on the floor of the cabin inside. And everybody else is outside, including the prisoners gone. And Orkelia is standing in the doorway shouting at Cross.
Okay.
And you hear Cross say, oh wait, Cross, did you say that you brought Ramiel's body back? I think you did. Right?
Oh no, I didn't say that to her. I was just
Okay.
saying that like, oh, and she didn't even, because you.
She didn't even see that.
She
Okay.
was like, and Ramiel wakes up. I was like, oh yeah, she doesn't even know that I freaking brought.
Well,
his
and
ass all the
Ramiel
way back
doesn't.
here. Like,
Yeah, and Ramiel
No one
doesn't know it either,
No.
except for
Cross the
Grim
door
and
off.
Penny. Grim and Penny know, but they're the only ones. Anyway, so Ramiel, you're awake. The conversation on the
maybe
porch
he wakes
between.
up to like.
To the sound of you guys.
He wakes up to the
Oh, yeah.
sound of, maybe like the last like sentence of like, I don't need to fucking, like I don't really care what you believe. And he just like that's the last thing he wakes up to.
Yeah, you wake up
Rushes
and there's.
past me as he storms away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still in this doorway.
Yep. So Orchilia's in the doorway. You're inside the cabin. You're waking up. You're groggy. That felt very strange. You had a dream. Fucking library. Whatever all these ruins are. Those dreams that keep coming. Um, you never had dreams like that before, but you had a dream. And it didn't feel like it was your dream. Much like some of those dreams you had in the library. And in this dream, you saw darkness everywhere around you. And you heard a voice. And you saw darkness. In that darkness, ironically enough. And the voice is talking to her, maybe you? You're not sure. And it says, everything needs to end and start over. And that's it. You felt like there was more, but your waking mind lost it. And now, you're the only one inside the cabin, except for Achilles standing in the doorway.
Their own head.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look up at Orchilia and ask, where's darkness?
Oh, buddy. Darkness is officially dead.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
What happened to you?
She cast a spell on me and I woke up here.
Oh.
I don't
Cast a
know.
spell on you?
She disappeared after she buried herself and then cast a spell on me and told me she wished to never see me again.
Rough
And then
break,
left.
buddy.
I know. I thought we were friends. I thought.
Yeah.
I thought we got along.
Listen, when someone wants to break up with you, yeah, they go the whole way, don't they?
Yeah, like man, really, you could have just said, you could have shook my hand, but no.
I mean to make light.
Sorry, me either. Sorry, I'm loopy from the spell.
And I'm just loopy.
Yeah. Where's everybody? Where's Penny?
Oh, I don't know. I was asleep in the bathroom.
Penny and Grim are just right outside the cabin. They've actually been
Yeah.
kind of watching this whole thing.
Oh God.
Oh,
Just silent observer.
yeah, it
Yep.
is.
Oh, yes. Very much so.
Like whispering, nothing's back to.
Kind of giving side eye, like, "Oh no, we're not paying any attention to any of this."
Yeah.
We went outside to play. What are you talking about?
Yeah. We don't want to get in trouble, and everybody's very upset, so we're just being quiet.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, but yeah, that's. You two can respond when you hear Ramiel say that if you want to, or you can stay.
You know,
Can I see them? Like,
we just look out the window.
yeah. That's like,
if you look past Torquelia, yeah, you can see them. They're right out there.
Okay.
Crosses there storming off.
Okay, then I'm gonna look at Cross kind of in the background, then look back at the guys, look back and forth, and raise an eyebrow, as a, wondering what the heck is going on.
It hasn't been a great night.
It appears so. Is he coked? Should I? What's?
You know, you do you, my dude. I'm tired. I have been awake for like 3 days. I lost a friend today. I don't know what to think about another one.
Cross,
really
you can
just
hear
need
all
to
of
go
this,
to
by the
sleep.
way.
I really just need to go to sleep.
Well, I haven't even spoken to him like in the longest time.
Well, you two have a
So,
grand old bro down.
so I'll
And if
be
you just want to like scooch over, like just if you could just, I just would really appreciate the couch. And she's just like trying to move you off of the couch.
Yeah, there's not a couch, but there
Like,
is a bedroll there. There's a
sure.
bedroll.
She's
There's a bedroll,
bumping him
Orkilia.
off of the bedroll.
oh, amazing. I'm gonna notice what's going on and immediately.
Well, and you know
Kinda-
that
yeah.
Orkilia's been awake for a lot longer
A
than you
long
guys have been.
time.
Yeah.
She's
I'm like,
so
I'm like apologize as I'm getting out of bed. Even though I was under a spell, I still feel bad about it.
Yeah, no worries, buddy. I appreciate you and all that you do. It's just okay, great.
Okay, Penny and Grim, you
And
notice
she's out.
Cross leaving very upset.
So I'm guessing that was not good. I seem really upset.
And she's gonna look you through the window again, and kind of like, does Arkelia look like she's gonna lay down?
Yep,
Okay,
she's
But
so
she's-
tired.
okay. But and the Ramiel's there to keep.
Mhm.
Okay, Penny's gonna follow Cross then.
Okay.
As that happens, Grim is going to go try to hide the bodies so that nobody finds us.
Okay. So you backtrack, which takes a good, a half hour, 40 minutes to get back to where the bodies were. Through pretty tough territory. So roll me a survival check to see if you can track yourselves back.
Just for where they were burying Darkness's body?
Oh, for where they were burying Darkness's body.
Yes.
No, that's just right outside in the brush right there. Yeah.
Okay.
Go over there.
Yeah, I'm going to go over there and, make sure that both bodies are taken care of, and I will
Okay.
take all the gold off of Darkness's new body.
It's true what they
Smart.
say.
Smart.
Okay. Yeah, there is a very decayed, mummified body with all the gold on it. It's, was the new Darkness. The old Darkness is only partially buried in the grave. It's clear that whatever happened before they were finished.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure that both bodies are buried.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm done, I'm going to head back and also go to sleep.
Okay. So you do that and you go back in and you lay down inside or outside the cabin?
Outside.
Outside. Okay, where exactly outside?
Actually probably climb up on the roof.
On the roof. Okay. All right, you do that. You climb up and you go to sleep. Now we're going to go to Cross and Penny for the last little bits of our game tonight. Cross, Penny's following you. I'm not sure where you're going, but Penny's following you.
She's trying to be sneaky about it, but she's not sneaky about it. She's just trying to make sure that you're okay. What was that?
Cross kind of like is just passively noticing her the whole time. If anything, it kind of like makes him feel a little bit better. Like he's just like, because Penny's just always Penny. Like Penny has no prejudice. Penny has no like any of those things. Like Penny doesn't judge anybody. Penny's like Penny. So if anything, Cross looks at Penny and he's just like kind of just like laughs, and eventually he finds a spot, because if anything, Cross would leave and would be like, look, if y'all like, I'm gonna do my job, which is if y'all are gonna be sitting in here, then I'm gonna stand watch. So Cross is finding a spot, probably either in a tree or somewhere that has some sort of a decent vantage point over the cabin to just kind of like sit and look and watch.
Okay.
Wherever that would be.
So Penny,
Yeah.
Cross, you're following him. You know from the way he turns and kind of half looks that he knows that you're there.
Mhm.
But he keeps going and he goes out a little ways, closer
Well,
to
I also
road.
know that he knows that I'm there because he's not actively, and that he's okay with it because he's not actively disappearing into thin air.
yeah, he's not hiding. And eventually he climbs up a tree, and
Okay.
you can't follow.
No, I can't.
because you've only got one hand. Um,
While Penny's standing there,
and at that point, the sun is fully set and full dark arrives.
so Penny's standing next to is Penny standing next to the tree that I just climbed up?
Just like
All of a sudden, a rope with with like a loop tied into it just falls on her. Like
well, she's gonna put like one arm in the loop, and she's like,
That doesn't quite work right, yeah.
she puts one leg in the loop.
put it around your waist. And then he just like hauls her up.
And he hauls her up, and the two of you will be keeping watch tonight for a while.
Yep.
Aramiel, where did you leave the three components that you took from the alchemage? Because you
Where did
didn't
I-
leave them inside the cabin.
Oh well, I mean, I can't. I have them with me, right? Aren't they?
Yeah.
Man, I haven't. I mean, I stood up off the bed mat, but that's where I left last. So I mean, as far as I remember, I'm still in the cabin with my wonderful companions that I will not
Okay.
call components.
Well, you didn't take them out with you because you didn't feel like it was safe that they should be at a burial site.
Okay.
So my best guess is that they're hiding in the bathroom.
Are they?
They witnessed the whole thing with Orkilia and Grim, but they didn't know what was going on. They're just kind of catatonic components at the moment. But that's where they are.
Are they cold?
Oh yeah, it's
Okay.
night. Just fell, full night, and it's dark. And nobody's lit a fire inside.
Then I'm gonna go over and light me a fire.
Okay.
I'm gonna like go outside and gather some wood, and then like even rip. I mean, if I can't find any kindling, I'm gonna like rip off the bottom of my garments to like
Make a
light this
fire.
fire because I feel so bad for these buddies of mine.
Yeah, which Cross didn't get to see because he never came into the bathroom where Orkilia was sleeping.
Oh.
Just a quick, as you're making the fire, because it's directly in front of her face. Just make sure you tell big help or a little help. I don't know if they can protect the smoke from being seen.
Hmm.
And that's where we will leave the game tonight. Everybody settled in for the night on watch or sleeping in the cabin?
I would like to say one thing.
Yes.
All the jewelry that Grim got off of New Darkness's dead
Right,
body,
and there is a lot.
he took all that jewelry and he's sleeping on top of it.
Yeah.
His own little
Perfect.
beginning hoard.
Oh,
God.
perfect. Love this for you.
Nice. All right, and we leave it with Cross and Penny in the tree, keeping watch for the night together. Orkilia finally getting a solid night's rest on a little pallet in the thing. The three components hiding in the bathroom, being brought out to a nice warm fire with Aramiel, and Grim sleeping happily on his newly begun hoard on the roof.
Dude.
And that is where we leave it for tonight. Thank you, everybody.
Bye,
everyone.
Thank you, Betty.
Good night.